Here from the Hannibal TV.com, and I am about to review the World Championship Wrestling Talent Database Contract Summary. So, if you were not a WCW fan and don't care what WCW wrestlers made, you're going to find this really boring. So I suggest you tune out. But those of us that are interested in what WCW wrestlers made, listen to this. You might find some of this shocking. I found some of it shocking, which is why I'm deciding to share this with you. A lawyer friend of mine named Brian got his hands on this and sent it to me. Hulk Hogan's contract is so complicated that it's actually separate from this. If I review that in the future, that's worth an entire other video. Tim Drake on here says he loved WCW. Okay, so these are in alphabetical order. So let's start with Tank Abbott, who was under contract from 1999 to 2002. He was making $650,000 per year. Brian Adams of Chronic was making $175,000 a year. I won't mention the people that I don't necessarily know who they are. Michael Alfonso, who was Mike Awesome. This is pretty amazing. He made $350,000 a year, and they did practically nothing for him. And if he went over his contracted dates, he got an additional $2,000 a night. He also got $3,000 pay-per-view bonuses if he appeared on pay-per-views. Nitro Girl Chase made $52,000 a year. Conan, we have 2 years of his pay on here. One of the years, according to this, he made $570,000. And another year, he made $620,000. That's K-Dog. Marcus Bagwell, who I just did a 2-hour shoot interview with, made $400,000 a year. Nitro Girl Star made only $15,000 a year. She did have other bonuses. Some of these people had other bonuses. Nitro Girl Spice made $52,000 a year. One of the Disorderly Conduct members, Tom, and I can't pronounce his last name, he made $60,000 a year, for those of you that remember Disorderly Conduct. Bam Bam Bigelow, there's 3 years of his pay on here. He made $400,000 the first year, $425,000 the second year, $450,000 the third year. Horace Hogan. Holy shit. Horace Hogan made $225,000 a year for 2 years of his contract. Now, of course, his cousin, Terry Bollea, Hulk Hogan, as I said, that'll have to be a whole video on its own. Sting, Steve Borden, according to this, there was also pay-per-view bonuses, and he also had $100,000 signing bonuses. But Sting, for 2 of the years that he was under contract that I'm seeing here, made $1,500,000 a year, which is pretty decent money. Nitro Girl Tigress made $52,000 a year, and whenever she got physical in a valet role, there was an additional $500 fee. According to this, Jerry Flynn made $150,000 a year for 3 years of his contract. Chris Candido made $104,000 $100,000 per year for the 2 years of his contract that are listed here. Psychosis made $180,000 a year. Lenny Lane made $110,000 a year. Brian Clark from Chronic made $175,000 a year for 2 years, and he also got bonuses if he worked a certain number of dates. Leo Burke was under contract to WCW. I guess that was for his work training wrestlers at Bret Hart's house in Calgary, I can only assume. He made $26,071.43. So this is pretty interesting to see Leo Burke, the Canadian maritime legend, was on here. Let's keep going through this. Christopher Daniels made $75,000 a year for 2 years that he was under contract, according to this talent sheet. Nitro Girl Peyton made only $15,000 a year. Doug Dillinger's fee is not listed here. Bill DeMott made $250,000 a year for 2 years of his contract, according to this. Villano number 4 made $100,000 a year. Villano number 5 made $100,000 a year. Hacksaw Jim Duggan surprisingly made less than Bill DeMott in these years. It says here he made $175,000 for 2 years. Troy Andira contract, he's a trainee. He made $31,200 for training. Sid Vicious, Psycho Sid, who we've had 2 shoot interviews with on this channel that I'd highly suggest people looking up. There's 3 years of his salary on here. The first year he made $800,000 with $50,000 pay-per-view bonus. Second year he made $850,000 with a $55,000 pay-per-view bonus. The third year he made $900,000 with a pay-per-view bonus of $60,000. So Psycho Sid made good money, and he saved his money. Kimberly Page made $200,000 a year, and apparently when she made personal appearances, she made $1,600 a year for the years that are listed here. Diamond Dallas Page, he got a $150,000 signing bonus. We know he was good buddies with Eric Bischoff. For the 3 years listed here, he made $1,150,000 the first year. The second year, he made $1,250,000, and the third year listed here was $1,350,000. So he was very well paid. No wonder he's so happy all the time. I don't even know who some of these guys are, so I'm not even going to say. Here is one that stands out to me. The NWO Sting made $150,000 a year for the year listed here. How many appearances did the NWO Sting make? And this is a sad one, okay? This one's really sad. Haku, otherwise known as Ming in WCW, only made $150,000. How the fuck is Haku making $100,000 less than Bill DeMott? Give me a break. Rod Johnson, by the way, he just tipped me $5, so I'll read his question. Any chance of interviewing Dennis Condrey from the original Midnight Express? Yes. Thank you very much for the tip, Rod Johnson. And yes, wouldn't I be opposed to that? But back to Haku, man, $150,000 compared to what some of these other guys are making, that's bullshit. The fake Sting made $150,000, for Christ's sake. And then let's look at this. David Finlay, for the 2 years listed here, he made 250 grand per year. With all due respect to Fit Finlay, he wasn't as over in WCW as Haku. David Flair, there's 2 years listed here. He made 125,000 his first year, 150,000 his second year, and he had a pay-per-view bonus of $1,000. And here's another sad one, Ric Flair. Just get a drink of water. Ric Flair, there's 3 years listed here. He made 500,000 only all 3 years. So he made some years over $1 million less than DDP. So how is that possible? And apparently there was bonuses. For instance, a $12,500 pay-per-view bonus for Ric Flair. But give me a break. $1 million less than DDP. Come on, it's Ric Flair. Crowbar made 75 grand a year for the 3 years he was listed here. He was also known as Devon Storm. El Dandy made $100,000 a year. Rick Fuller made $65,000 a year. I don't even know who that is. I'm going to guess it's not Robert Fuller. Alan Funk made $31,200. Terry Funk was not under contract. He had an appearance fee of $4,000 per event. And when he was on a pay-per-view, he got a $4,000 pay-per-view bonus. The Disco Inferno made double what they paid Haku. He made $350 his second year and $300 his first year of the years listed here. Oh, here's an interesting one, guys. Goldberg. There's 4 years listed here for Goldberg. Year 1, $2,500,000. Year 2, $2,500,000. Year 3, $2,500,000. Year 4, $3,500,000. So Goldberg really made good money in WCW. I think this is Eduardo Guerrera. Oh, no, this is Juventud Guerrera. Juventud Guerrera, who I did a shoot interview with recently. He made 200 grand for this database. Let's see who else. Billy Kidman also made more than double Haku. The first year listed here, Billy Kidman made $300,000. Second year, $325,000. Third year, $325,000. Lieutenant Loco Guerrero. I'm going to guess that's Eddie Guerrero. I don't know. Whoever was Lieutenant Loco. They made $185,000 the first year, $225,000 the second year. Now, I don't know if this is Eddie Guerrero or not. Whoever remembers who Lieutenant Loco is, that's who made that. Rey Mysterio Jr. made $400,000 the first year of this, $425,000 the second year. Let's see who else there is. This says literally everybody pretty much, so it's a long one. Sean O'Hare made $31,200 both of the years on here. Okay, Lash LaRue was Lieutenant Loco. That makes sense, guys. Lash LaRue. So it's not Eddie Guerrero. That makes perfect sense. He was $185,000 and $225,000. Sean O'Hare, I think I already said it. Scott Hall, the first year of this made $1,450,000. The second year of this, $1,525,000. Nick Patrick, the referee, made $90,000. Don Harris made 130 grand. Plus, he had bonuses if he went over a certain amount of days. His brother made the same amount. Ron Harris made the same amount. Bret Hart. Now, I'm sorry for all the whining and complaining Bret Hart does, and oh, poor him. He was asked to lose the title to Shawn Michaels, but poor him. He was going to WCW, okay? His first year there, actually all the years there, according to this, he was under 3 years contract, $2,500,000 per year. And there was bonuses as well involved in that contract. So huge money paid to Bret Hart, millions and millions of dollars. I'll keep going here. Kaz from the Young Dragons made $100,000. Prince Iakea made $104,000. Shane Helms made $45,000, $75,000, and $75,000 with some bonuses in there. Kurt Hennig made $425,000. Vampiro had a bonus system, but his first year, according to this, he made $250,000. Second year, $275,000. Third year, $300,000. He also had a pay-per-view bonus system. It says here $4,000 extra for pay-per-views. Ice Train. Okay, Ice Train. Year 1, 150 grand. Year 2, 200 grand. Year 3, 250 grand. The fact that Ice Train was paid more than Haku is absolute bullshit. Someone tell me an Ice Train match that they remember. Booker T, according to this, made 700 grand. The first year listed here, 750 grand. The second year. Stevie Ray made 240,000 for 3 of the years listed here, and he also had a bonus system. Johnny the Bull made 75 grand a year. He also had a bonus system in place. Elizabeth, Miss Elizabeth, made 150 grand a year. Buzzkill. Who remembers Buzzkill? I don't know. $125,000 a year he made. Scott Armstrong made $52,142. Jeff Jarrett made $275,000, $300,000, and $325,000. He had a $7,500 pay-per-view bonus, a $30,000 signing bonus, and other bonuses involved as well. Michael Jones, this is Virgil, guys. Virgil made $150,000 his first year, $175,000 his second year. Evan Courageous, $85,000 with some bonuses in play. Miss Hancock, Stacy Keebler made $15,000 only plus bonuses. So it's weird the way the pay worked, because I remember Stacy Keebler very well. Yet she only made 15 grand. Ice Train, I can't remember anything from. And he made huge money. That makes no sense at all. Canyon, I'm sorry, God bless Chris Canyon, but he was paid $240,000. $90,000 a year more than Haku. Who else do we have here? Big Vito made $120,000 and then $130,000. He got a $12,000 signing bonus and a $1,000 pay-per-view bonus, and he had other bonuses involved. Shane Douglas made $350,000 his first year, $375 his second year. He had a $2,500 pay-per-view bonus, and he had some other bonuses in place as well. Nitro Girl Baby made $15,000 a year. Medusa made $150,000 a year. Ernest the Cat Miller, a good friend of Eric Bischoff, made $400,000 his first year, $450,000 his second year. That are listed here. 3 Counts Shannon Moore made $45,000, then $75,000. He also had some other bonuses. Who else? Kevin Nash, the first year listed here, he made $1,450,000. The second year listed here, he made $1,625,000. And his fee for being the booker of WCW for the period he was a booker was $200,000. Chuck Palumbo made $39,000. The total package, Lex Luger. It is really sad that he now lives with his mother. Really sad when I'm reading this. He got a signing bonus of $250,000. His first year he made, that is listed here. So this is from 99 to 2002. His first year he made $1,200,000. Second year, $1,400,000. Third year, $1,500,000. How can he have lost so much money? That just baffles my mind. Rick Steiner made $750,000 a year. Scott Steiner made $750,000 a year. And in 1999, he also got a $90,000 performance bonus, according to this. Here is a funny one. Ralphus, Chris Jericho's bodyguard, Ralphus, made $78,000, and he also got a $750 fee for certain extras that Ralphus did. Kid Romeo, for those that remember him, made $39,000, almost $40,000. Michael Wall Street, the father of the Fiend, made $165,000 and $175,000. Dustin Rhodes, another guy that spent all of his money at one point, because there was one point in his life where he had nothing. His first year, he made $500,000. Second year, $600,000. Third year, $700,000. He was also given a $50,000 signing bonus. Elix Skipper made $39,000. Norman Smiley made $120,000. We're getting to the end here, folks. For the guy asking about Virgil, I already gave Virgil's amount. Sean Stasiak made $78,000. Nitro Girl Paisley made $52,000 and got bonuses of $500,000. Sorry, not $500,000. She made $52,000 and got $500 bonuses here and there. La Parka made $180,000. Roddy Piper, the first year, made $750,000. The second year made $800,000. The Kiss Demon made $75,000, $100,000, and $125,000. The Wall made $75,000. Bobby Walker made $100,000 a year. I can only assume he was enhancement talent. I recognize the name. Symphony made $25,000 a year with a pay-per-view bonus of $1,000. Tori Wilson made $200,000 a year. Asia made $75,000 a year. Alex Wright made $375,000 and $390,000 a year. So Alex Wright made more than double what Haku made, almost as much as what Ric Flair was paid at $500,000 a year, which is bullshit. And finally, Brian Knobbs, the nasty boy himself. I have 2 shoot interviews with him on here, made $245,000 a year. So you wouldn't expect some of those people to make as much as they made, and then there's others that you wouldn't expect to have made as little as they made. So that's crazy. And again, those were for the years between 1999 and their close in 2001. So those are the numbers I was given. So thanks for you guys that watched this for the last 25 minutes. I won't go through all your comments, but thanks for all your comments. Hollywood, the guy asking about Hollywood Hogan, his contract is more complicated. I'll do a separate video about Hulk Hogan's contract.